Okay, everybody, welcome back to Bale and Wire's Old Iron. We've got little hodgepodges and stuff of what was going on around here while we were having a snowstorm. Um, Let me just get with it and show you guys what went on. It wasn't quite the video I wanted. I wanted to work some on this truck that you guys are actually in right now. You're sitting on the air breather of James right now. And I wanted to do some work to it. I didn't get to it. I got real involved with the tractors and then once we had all the snow, I had to push snow. Then I had to go out of town for work for a couple of days, and so I really didn't get all done what I wanted to do. I did get a little bit done on my fixture table. I did get the tractor pretty much. Well, you'll have to see. I don't want to give it up right now, but yeah, and then just riding around with Balin on the Farmall 200. So, here we go. Everybody, please, if you can, I'm trying to grow my channel a little bit. If you guys can like, share, and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to grow my channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm almost there. And that's not asking for much. I'm just asking for 1,000. And I know a lot of you are having issues getting to my channel. Because when you start to search in YouTube, it wants to take you right to Waylon's channel. But if you put in Balin Wires Old Iron, and we'll put it down probably right here somewhere. Balin Wires Old Iron, it'll take you right directly to it. But we'll put the link in right here. And if you can, please share. Like I said, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and this isn't really the video that I wanted to put out, but hopefully some of you enjoy it. Thank you. Well, wood stove's going. I'm getting good heat out of it. It's about, I think it's about 15 degrees outside, blowing snow, and it is. I don't know if you can see that. Right now it's about 62 degrees in here. It's perfect for working. But like I said earlier, sorry about that. Like I said earlier, I gotta go inside and make some supper. I'll see you guys after a while. All right, well, first things first, I've got to get some of this stuff picked up. Let me turn you guys around. Give me a minute. Okay. Well, okay, so I've got mess here, mess over there, mess over there. We got mess over there. I may even string some lights today. But right now, I think I may put you guys on a tripod and put on time lapse and make it look like I'm working like crazy. So right now, that's what I got to get done. I got to get some of this stuff picked up. I've been trying to get it all done for a long time, and I've got, like Cousin Waylon says, I've taken bites out of the elephant and chomp, chomp, chomp. Here I am. I'm trying to take bites out of this one to get this place all picked up like I want. That's what I'm going to do right now. I'll put you guys on a tripod and watch me run around like crazy. Well, as you can see, this is Sunday. I'm getting my wish. I don't know how much we've got right now, but we've got a lot, and it's blowing all over. They called off work for tomorrow, and they're telling everybody if nobody has to really go anywhere tomorrow to stay put, because this is all supposed to keep going until tomorrow morning, and then the roads will still be in pretty bad shape. And that's a blacktop right out there in front of the house, and we haven't seen a truck since this got started, but it drifts really bad. If you can see right there, you can kind of see right there in front of the house there's a hump, and that will drift real bad right in front of the house. The wind's not blowing too terribly bad right now, but it's supposed to be getting with it. But it's been snowing all day. But that's no big deal. I still got plenty of firewood. I can be in here busy, which is what I'm doing. All right, so I think I'm going to start with this. I'm going to drain the oil in it. Take the valve cover off. And I'm going to take this inspection cover off right here, because I just want to make sure that the valves aren't sticking on this thing, or that one of the push rods isn't bent. Last time I had it running, I could hear just a little bit of a tick in it. Then if that's not it, I'm going to check the oil pan, see what the bearings are like. This may be a rebuild, but we'll see. Well, I got the valve cover off, and that is the housing. Let me show you over here. That's your oil filter on one of these. That's the housing there. So the cat kind of goes over it. Oops, excuse me. So, the reason I brought you in here, there's a filter, and boy, it's dirty. It's, looking there. Man, it's been a while since it's been changed. And something else, is the first time I've seen this. But all the glue and everything, it holds that bottom part of that filter on there. There it is right there. Oh, that's stuck down in there. I'll have to get that out. Hang on, let me put you guys over here. Yeah, there it is. That's the first time I've had one of them do that to me. That's looked like to me. That's been like that a while. I don't think the oil's been changed in this thing. Look. I think it's been a while since the oil's been changed. All right, I'm going to shut you guys off for a minute, and I'm going to take this cover off right here. I think I can get to the rest of it. I'll shut you guys off. I'll be back in a minute. I went ahead and took the oil filter adapter off, and I took the distributor off. I want to be able to see in there real good, and there's also a plate that goes right across there, and took it off too. And I got the spark plugs out of it, the oil's out of it. What I'm wanting to do is whirl it over just a little bit. Just pay attention to these lifters here and these push rods. Just make sure nothing looks terribly out of whack. I'm gonna set you guys up here, and I'm gonna turn it over a little bit. All right, can you see pretty good? There. Oh, wait a minute. Looky there. Okay, hold on. Let me get you guys right on the spot. Okay, so I may not be able to see this, so you guys may have to be my eyes. So watch for me. Let's see what this does. I don't know about you guys. Well, hang on. Let me expand you back out. Did you guys look for me? Looked like to me everything in there was running pretty good. I think next thing I'm going to do is take the oil pan off and check the bearings and just make sure that everything's tight down there. Everything looks okay down here, in there. I don't see any push rods that look bent, and looks like everything's doing its thing. Let's turn it over one more time. Maybe I'll get you guys a good look at the valve train. Hang on, let's see if I can get a good look. Okay, so there's the valve train. Let's take a look at it. Could you guys see that all right? What it looked like to me, it looked like it was doing its thing. I think so. Well, I think, as far as it looks, I think the top end of this engine's all right. But I could have swore I heard just a little ticking to it. We'll take the oil pan off and then we'll check it out after that. Nope. All right, y'all caught me. All right, so let's do a little test on this before we really decide what we're gonna do here. What we're going to do is we're going to do a compression test on this thing. I'm going to get my compression tester and we're going to test every single one of them cylinders, and that'll help us decide what to do with this tractor. I'm really thinking that I may go ahead and just take this apart and rebuild it. I'll show you guys something on the other side when we're done with the compression test why. But before I take the pan off, I'm going to go ahead and do a compression check and see what we're at. All right, got my compression checker right here. It's just got a hose that screws in like a spark plug. And quick disconnect there. And as you see, it's got a gauge right there. As the gauge goes up, that tells you how much compression it's got. And what we're looking for is we're looking for consistency. I'm guessing that we're probably about 100 PSI, I think. Let's see where we're at. If I can get it screwed in there. Well, I'll be darned. What's going on here? Well, folks, I grabbed the wrong one. Let me grab this one. All right, let's try that one. Helps when you got the right tool. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, make sure we're at 0. All right, here we go. Okay, we were right at, I lost all the pressure in it once I took it off, but we were just right before the 100 mark right there, if you guys can see it. That's where this one was at. That's good. So let's see where the others are at. And like I said, again, what we're looking for is consistency. If they're all around that, that's probably good. That means the inside of the liner is in good shape. Okay, number 2. Not very good. Hope I got enough battery for these next 2. Very good. All right, last one. All right, let me bring you over here. As you can see, right at 100 PSI. They were all at 100 PSI. So that's a good thing. But we're still going to take the oil pan off because like I said before, there was just a little bit of kind of a tick or clang or bang. Once it warmed up a little bit, you could hear it. And I really thought it was in the valve train, but the valve train looks good. So I'm wondering if it's not something to do with the rod, but I've also got something on the other side of the tractor I need to show you guys. But as far as compression goes, compression's good. All the way across. All right, let's take the oil pan off next, and then I'll show you the other side of the tractor. So we found some stuff. Well, let me show you underneath there, and I'll show you what's going on. It really don't look too bad. There's a couple spots in the cam that don't look very good. One of them looks like it's almost totally sharp. One of the lobes does, but it's really, really hard to see. Let me get you guys off the stove. I just got the stove going. I'm sure you're getting warm by now. Let's see. It's starting to get warm. Let me get you off of the stove and I'll get you, we'll look inside this engine. All right, there's the oil pan. And somebody's been in there recently. It's had a bunch of silicone on it. And that's what they use for a gasket. And if you look in there, see that white? Well, it's had a little water in it. In which these old things, I mean, they will. But let's get underneath it here. Okay, so there we are. There's your crank, rods. There's the cam right in there. Let me get the light. How about I put the light there? There's your connecting rod and pistons. I mean, everything in there looks fairly decent. Other than, if you look there, it's had some water. If you look right up here, I think it's coming from this cylinder right here. I can see a little rust coming down. So that tells me that maybe the head gasket's blown. You might have a little bad spot in it. Now look at the cam. Look at that one right there. Right on the end. That thing is almost pointed. Now, if you look over here, let's look at some of them others. See, that's nowhere near like that. So I can hold the light. So I don't know. I'm really thinking I want to do a rebuild on this thing because of what I'm wanting to do with it. I'm wanting to put a loader on it and put the wide front end I've got on it. And because they're not terribly expensive to rebuild. And from looking at it, somebody's rebuilt it at some point in time. But let me show you this other side over here. So this inspection cover right here, and I'm going to call it inspection cover, but I tell you, I think what a lot of it, I think it's for. I think that's kind of like an expansion plate, almost like a supercharger. So if that freezes, that should expand instead of breaking the block. But I've seen several of them. I've got an M out there, just like this one, that's cracked right here, right in here. But I think that's really what that is for, is that should expand if the block was to freeze. Now, if you look, those are the liners right there. And out here where they've been in the water jackets, they are terribly rusty. That tells me somebody's probably left just straight water in this thing for a long time. Probably, after it had been sat. And I don't know if you can see it. Well, yeah, you can. Look right down in there. See all that rust? That's what makes me think I want to go ahead and just take this thing apart and rebuild her. I mean, it doesn't take much to rebuild these things. These things are pretty simple. So I'm thinking that's where we're going to go with this. I think we're going to go ahead and rebuild it. I think what I may do is I may work on James some more. And I may switch places, but I may tear this thing down some more. Take the grill and radiator off of it. Tear the engine down some more. And I think I'll go ahead and take the engine apart. Now, when you take the engine out of one of these things, it ain't just as simple as just taking the engine apart. Because if you look, the engine's almost part of the frame. And sure, them pieces come off of the side, but you've got to split this tractor apart to take this apart. So right there, right in here where you see that tag where the clutch housing is, that's where you got to split it apart. You got to split it apart right there, and the two halves will come apart, and you'll have your engine. Now, with one of these, it's not like the C where it actually is part of the frame. We can leave that together and probably take the grill and everything off and take the engine off out that way. I may try that with this because that'd be a lot easier than have to split it apart. But that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to go ahead and pull the engine in this thing. We're going to pull the engine in it because, like I said, for what I want to do with it, I want to put a loader on it. I got a wide front end to put on it, and I'm going to use it. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to go ahead and take the motor out of this thing. So I don't know if I'll get back with you all, tear this thing down some more, or if I'm going to get on James, let you know what's going on there. But we'll do something. I think right now I'm going to have to turn the fan on the stove so it'll warm up in here. All right, I'll catch you guys in a bit. Okay, so I'm going to bring you in here just to kind of show you what's going on. I showed you, well, hang on a minute. Let me show you something. So I took off the grill, and look what was down in the bottom of it. Look at that mouse house. Boy, there must have been a couple of them that was busy with that. Look at that. Just all packed in there. I'm going to get the vacuum and clean that out. But I'm going to take this radiator off. I've got a parts tractor outside that had a brand new radiator in it. And I showed you guys earlier this water jacket in here and how rusty that is. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the radiator off of this. I'm going to take everything off of the front of this engine. Right here's the water pump. And this may not even actually be a water pump. It may just work off of pressure. A lot of these old tractors just worked off of pressure. I don't think that's even a pump, but I think they just worked off of pressure. So what I may do is I will take this all apart, and I may try to flush this out and see if I can get some of that rust out. But looking at these liners, I mean, this thing has had to have sat for a long time with water in it. I mean, it is packed down there. I mean, if you use this thing any amount of time, I'm sure it's going to overheat. Look at that. I think I'm going to go ahead and rebuild this thing. But I'm going to work on getting it out. And right now, if you look, see that steering rod? That steering rod goes through the top of the radiator. So I've got to get that steering rod off so I can get the radiator out. But that's what I'm working on right now. Let me put you guys on tripod. All right, well, I got that end of the shaft off after beating on it forever. Them collars were pretty froze up. But I got to get this lower part of the shaft off. I got to take some of that apart. So I got to get this lower part of the shaft out of here. And hopefully I get the radiator out. And don't forget, I got to get rid of that mouse house. So I need to get the vacuum out. All right, well, I got the steering shaft off. Got the radiator off. Got the water pump off. Got the water neck off. And right there is where the water neck goes. And inside there is just tons of rust. Yeah, I've already dug some out of there, but there's tons. I don't know if I can get you. There, look inside there. See all that? So I think I've made my decision just enough to get everything cleaned out. I'm going to be taking this engine out of here and tear it apart and get a rebuild kit for it. I might, depending on what kind of shape the pistons are in, I may just get sleeves for it, because everything internal there looks pretty good. But like I said again, that the rust in the water jacket is just awful. I mean, it is thick in there, all over the place. Look down inside there. Oh my, here. Yeah, it's just crumbling apart, but that is, look at that. That just broke off of there. I mean, it is awful in there. So, yep, I'm going to go ahead and tear this thing the rest of the way down. Well, folks, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. And I'll bring you guys back out. I really wanted to get some of James on this video, but I think that's what I'll do for the next couple of days. I got to make some stands for this tractor, and I think what I want to do is I want to actually take this tractor and move it up there where James is at and put James here, because James is a short-term project and this is a long-term project. And looking there, I mean, it's still functioning, but it's just terribly rusty. I'm pretty sure this thing sat with some serious water in it for a long time, and maybe even sat inside, but the rust in there is awful. The thing cannot cool right that way. So that's what we're going to do. I'll bring you guys back when I take off that pulley and that front cover. And I think after doing some investigation, I'm going to look and see if I can get a cover for 450. They say the cover is basically the same, but it's got a spot to put I think it's going to be right here, to put a hydraulic pump, so I can have live hydraulics right here. And that's what I'll use to run my loader. But that's where we're at with this, and I'll let you guys go. This video isn't quite what I want it to be. We did get a ton of snow, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that and riding on the tractor. I'll catch you guys later here on Balin Wires Old Iron. If you can, please like, share, and subscribe. Everybody, thank you.